One of my subscribers, Lee, was asking about a book that was on my desk, and so I thought I would do a little short video and show you some of my favorites. Welcome. Happy Friday, and welcome to my channel. This is Tammy with Frou-frou Studio, and Lee was asking about this book that she saw sitting on my desk in my last video, and so I thought I would do a little short video and show you some of my favorite books that I use for junk journaling, and hopefully you will like some of these and can find a copy. Most every book that I get either at a local thrift store or I get them from McKay's used bookstore. And I don't know if McKay's is a chain that's out of my state or not, but it's a great resource for just all kinds of books. This particular one did come from a thrift store. And I love to go in there and look because they're like $5 for hardbacks, so it's a really good bargain. This particular book is by Random House. It's a Webster's. Instead of being a dictionary, it's a quotationary, and it is basically just like it sounds. It's a book that is full of quotes, and it is awesome for junk journaling. Everything is divided up by category, and some of these books are going to be big, and so I'm going to try to make sure I stay in frame as much as possible. But the categories are up in the corner, and of course there's an index that tells you the different categories or what page they start on. For example, we have angels and animals, and so under each category it lists different quotes that relate to the topics, and they're just endless, so it's great. Because it does have, it does give credit to the person that made the quote, and so you can cut them out with the credit, and you're good to put them in your journals or collages or whatever. So this is really a cool book. I really like it. Okay, so that's that one, and I'm dragging everything off my desk. Okay, the next one I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with is my sticker book. You're going to hear those hit the floor. I don't have room on my desk. And of course, this is just a book of stickers, and it is really cool. I've only brought myself to use a couple of these. I keep saying I'm going to get another copy so that I can use one and keep one, but they're awesome. And the thing that I really like about these is they're matte. They don't have a shine to them like a normal sticker does. And so that's really good. I don't like those little shiny stickers. And in fact, if I use a shiny sticker, I usually put matte medium over it so that it won't have a shine. But like I said, this one's just got awesome stuff in it from every category that you can think of. And then in the back, there are the alphabets back here with all, one page of every letter. So this one's well worth the investment, I think. They're not too bad. You can find them on Amazon. Target has them. I got mine at Barnes & Noble because Barnes & Noble's on my husband's postal route, and he picked it up for me. So, but yeah, I would recommend this one for sure. And that's the, who's the publisher on this one? inside, maybe. Odd Dot out of New York is the publisher. So yeah. All right, next is everybody's fave. It's mine too. You can see I got this one at McKay's for $2. I now have 3 copies, so I can now cut it up without saying, oh, I wish I hadn't cut it up. And of course, you know, everything in this book is just gorgeous. So I would highly recommend this. And if you can find more than one, I would get more than one because they're getting harder and harder to find. But yeah, it's just beautiful. So that would be definitely at the top of my list, is this book. Okay, this one I just found this week, and I haven't used it yet, but it is, it actually says inside, and that's one thing you need to really watch out for, is to read the copyrights. But this one, the copyright, if I can find it now, actually says that you can use it. You may use the designs and illustrations for graphics and craft applications free and without special permission, provided that you don't include no more than 10 in the same publication or project. You never see that, so that is really rare. And this one is Victorian Fashion in America, and it's by Christina Harris. But it has got gorgeous black and white Victorian photographs in it. And most of these I have not seen anywhere else. And I cannot wait to look at that in that little nightshirt. Is that not just adorable? I cannot wait to use this one, and I'm thinking that I'm probably going to use some of these images in our little chunky journal. They are just awesome. So yes, if you can find this one, you know, I paid a little bit more for this one, but that's okay. I don't mind that. With as many pictures that are in it, it's got 264 pictures, so I can live with that, spending $6.50 for that. So, yep, looking forward to that one. Okay, next is this one, and I got this one at a thrift store, and it is pretty beat up, but I don't mind that. Excuse me. And it is actually a elementary dictionary. And so you can see what is in here, is a little more child-oriented, school-oriented, and it has little pictures in it, and it also has, look at these color plates. And there aren't a lot of color plates, and like I said, they're not in great condition. But the ones that are in here are so neat. And a lot of this can be cleaned up with a rubber eraser. You don't want to use like a pencil eraser. You want one of these. And you can just take that off like a gummed eraser. And it'll take a lot of this dirt, and it'll take a lot of this pencil off and really clean stuff up. So don't assume just because you see a book and it's got pencil marks in it, or, you know, smudges or whatever, that you can't use it, because if you have one of these, a lot of that will come off and it won't hurt the pages. So, see, works really well. But I just thought this was neat, and again, you know, it was 5 for $2 deal, and it'll make great backgrounds. Look at the birds. It'll make great backgrounds. So there again, here's another one. You just take this rubber eraser and, you know, you can take that right off and you won't even be able to tell that it was there. So that's the little tip for you. My mother used to sell books online, and she taught me that little tip about cleaning a book up to sell a used book. So it's a little extra for you today. Okay, the next one is, I normally don't do the coloring book thing, but when I found this one, I got it simply because it also has the colored pictures, and they are gorgeous. So, and it has, in the front, it has every coloring page in a small picture, which can be used in your journal. And then it also has, look at that, it has an uncolored version and it has a colored version. So that's why I got it, was for these more than these. Not that I won't use these, because these look really cool if you take a coloring page and then you take your oxides or something and put on it and spray it with water and just give it kind of a tie-dye kind of look. These look really cool too, and maybe I'll do that in a future video so you can see what I mean. But these are gorgeous. And it's got birds and flowers, and I just couldn't pass it up because I thought these pictures were just so pretty. Fish. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. And I believe that I got this at Joann's, and I used a coupon, and it was already on sale. So it wasn't, you know, very pricey at all. Because who goes to Joann's without a coupon? Said no one ever. This one is not going to be accessible to everyone, but we go to the horse races in Kentucky once a year. And this is the little book that you get that has the races in it and who's going to be in the races so that you can place your bets. I always save them because this is cool to me. I think it makes a great background. It has really small print. It has some character to it. You can see the little horses on here. And so I always save mine, and I use these pages as background pages. So if you go to something like this, or if you go to baseball games or, you know, whatever, save your little programs, because usually the graphics are really cool on the inside, and you can make them, you know, great backgrounds. And they also have, you know, quite a few ads. I don't use a lot of stuff out of magazines, like magazine type pictures, but yeah, I do use, you know, this, because that, to me, it's got numbers, it's got, you know, it kind of hits all the marks for backgrounds. So that's that. Okay, this is one of my absolute favorites. It is, my husband is retired Army. My dad was retired Air Force. And so the military, you know, has a great meaning to me. And I do a lot of military type things for Memorial Day, Veterans Day, 4th of July, that kind of thing. I got this at the Smithsonian in D.C. It has an electronic clip art CD, so you can print the things in here as many times as you want to. But it is basically posters from the war. And I love these graphics. And I have used these, I don't know how many times, in different things that I've done. Some of them I've taken right out of the book and used them only because I know I have that CD and I can print them again. Isn't that awful? And then some of them I have printed off the CD. So if you do things that are patriotic, I would highly recommend this one. I'm sure you can order it, and you may be even able to find one used somewhere, but it is definitely a good one. The next I'm going to do is a group. This is just a personal favorite of mine. I love children's reading primers. And if I find one, I get it. They're usually not in very good condition, but I don't care. Because I can clean them up and get the parts out of them that I want. But I love the pictures. And so, like I said, you can see these are really old. But I have made tons of tags, journals, all kinds of things out of the graphics that are in these books. This one's, this one and this one are kind of in this black and orange and kind of corally colored theme. This one I've used a whole lot of. So there's not many pictures left in there, but they make really adorable little tags and things. And then we have this one with the colored graphics. And then Tom and Dawn with the graphics. So, and that's just a personal choice. You may not like that kind of thing, but I do. I've been collecting these little primers for years. So, but I think those are really cute. All right. Next, we'll get into... Oh, and I've also got 2 of my songbooks, or children's songs. And I bought those to use with the primers, you know, when I'm doing something that is more geared towards children. And because I love these graphics and the titles of the songs. So sometimes I may buy a songbook just because it has titles that you can use to reflect different meanings or different seasons or different activities. It doesn't always have to be just about the music paper. This one in particular talks about clocks, and it talks about autumn, and it talks about dancing, and just, you know, all kinds of different things. And so I may just use, you know, this much of it, the title in one line, to get the point across. So don't overlook the ones that are for kids. So because the titles are usually more prominent in those. Now we'll get on to the birds. I have 2 bird books that I pretty much have left. I've had several, but these are the ones I have left. This one is the Book of North American Birds. And this sold me right away. I love owls, so just that cover got me. But this one has beautiful bird pictures. And the thing I like about it is they're pretty much singled out, and they're not too big and they're not too small. They have a really, really good size to be a focal point in your journals. So, and I go through different phases. Sometimes I'll go through and say, okay, I'm going to take a bunch out and fussy cut. And then other times I'm like, no, I'm just going to leave them in there and flip through until I find the one I want, and I'll take that one out. But yeah, this one's really good. I would highly recommend it. And then the other one is called A Sketchbook of Birds by Charles Tunnicliffe. And I'm trying to keep you in frame here. This one, he has actually drawn the birds in here. And I really love that look. I use this one in my Outer Banks journal, glue book, altered book that I did. So, and you could see this one, you could do 2 ways. Like for this, for example, you know, you could cut out just this and use it on a tag, or you could cut out just this or this whole thing and use it on a total page, and then maybe put a pocket or whatever. So don't limit yourself by saying, you know, something's too big or whatever, because you can always, you know, this one could be, you could make an envelope out of it. So don't always assume, oh, that picture's too big, because you can do more than one thing besides just fussy cut it out and glue it on a page. It could be a journal cover. You know, when I'm looking, look that out. When I'm looking more at the pictures, really, than size. I'll figure the size out. Something to do with it. So that's that one. And and look at the back. See, even this cover is useful because that's a smaller size. You know, that'd be great on a tag stuck down in a pocket. Okay. This one is just a facsimile of a Montgomery Ward catalog from 1895. Awesome. If you can find one of these, or if you can find a Sears catalog, you can journal for years. Look at this. These are backgrounds for years. And they has some of the coolest pictures of just things you could order back then. Look at the shoes. I mean, there's pages and pages of shoes. If you're going for a Victorian kind of theme, there's dishes, there's, you know, baby stuff, trunks, you name it. You know, anything that you needed back in that time is in this furniture, is in this catalog, and you could order it and have it delivered. Tools. So if you're doing industrial, if you're doing steampunk, if you're doing Victorian, look at this. Lace patterns. Hats. I mean, this is going to be, you know, pretty much any category that you're making something in, you're going to be able to find it in one of these. So, yeah. I would put this on your list for sure to find one. I found this one at when I was in the Outer Banks, actually, and it was a few dollars, but well worth it. And now I've got a big stack of books in my floor to put up. This is, I don't know if your local paper does this or not, but this is my local paper, and it is 100 years of headlines. And it starts in 1886, and it goes to 1986. So, and it's just headline after headline, front pages, basically, is what it is. So, backgrounds galore. And I found this one at the thrift store, so it was in one of my 5 for $5 deals. And you see, they're good size. So there again, you can fold them up and make an envelope out of them, or you could do a journal cover. You could do backgrounds for masterboards. You could do so much with these. So that's that. Nixon concedes. Did you see that? And then this is by far my favorite butterfly book that I've ever found, Butterflies of the World. And it is gorgeous. Look at these color plates. It has 125 color plates of butterflies. And they are awesome. Most of them, you have enough room to cut them out individually without any problems. And I think the thing that I like about this book is not all, I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Not all the butterflies are flat like this. Which if you get a die cut of a butterfly, it's like this most of the time. Now, Tim Holtz does have some that are like this. But this one has them in every flight pattern, I guess is what you would call it, or every wing placement that they could be in, both setting on something and in flight. And so it's not just, it's also got some birds, and it's got, you know, all the different stages, the caterpillars. But it's just gorgeous. See, like this one. You know, same butterfly, but it's got the different, can you see that? It's got the different wing positions. So, yeah, this is a good one. And I just got lucky. This was one of my 5 for 5s. But I'm sure you can find this one. It's not that old. But it sure is gorgeous. See, you could even use this little mouse. Very pretty, very pretty. So that was the last one, and I hope that gives you some ideas for books to get your pictures out of. I don't do a lot of digitals. I am a member of the Creative Collage Club, and I do like their stuff for other things that aren't birds or butterflies or, you know, whatever that I may be looking for. And I do occasionally use my porch prints because I love her number stuff, her grungy stuff in her paper sets. So every once in a while I will use a digi, but most of the time I'm getting out of books, or I'm using you know, things that I have found at thrift stores. So I hope everybody has a great Friday evening, and I'm looking forward to our video tomorrow. We're going to work in our butterfly journal, or our nature journal. I've got quite a stack of stuff ready, so I think we're going to start putting some pages together. So I hope you'll come back for that, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.